This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map Tournament Crater in the north as the yellow Traveler 59. This is MasterLeaf. And in the south as the blue Steel Talons, it's Space. The last time we saw these two clash specifically on this map, it was a battle for the ages, one of the most epic games of Kane's Wrath that I've seen in a long time, certainly a top contender in 2020, just an incredible game. But this game will not be like that game for at least one very specific reason, and this is 1.03, the unofficial community patch version. For those of you unfamiliar, the official game patch goes up to 1.02 for Kane's Wrath, and the community patch version has been 1.02 plus for a couple of years now, and 1.03 was always meant to be like the next iteration in Balance Patch, and it has recently grown in popularity. It comes with a number of changes, many of which I don't actually know. MasterLeaf has been playing a good amount of 1.03. One change is Heavy Harvesters actually have a bit more health, and look at this Space, bringing the incredible plays right out of the bat. I didn't even realize that he grabbed that Mutant Marauder, that he grabbed the Mutant Hovel, and he has garrisoned one Mutant Marauder inside of one Heavy Harvester. So Heavy Harvesters have more health or more armor. They just survive for longer. I'm not sure actually what stat was changed, whether it was health or armor or what, but they survive for a little longer. Descents are going to be going to attack this Mutant Hovel, so MasterLeaf doesn't want to deal with any more mutants, and in this case they have jumped on out. And, well, this one Rifleman squad will get eaten up by these Descents, and then they will have to run away. Space has kept the Mutant Hovel alive. Very nicely done there, and set up his natural expansion relatively soon. Rifleman squad going to be going in for the scout through MasterLeaf's base. By the way, they both did grab both of their tib spikes, if you did not notice that happening earlier around the mini-map. While this one Mutant Marauder group is hunting those Descents down. So a number of changes have been made. I think part of the goal for this patch is to fix some of the factions that are played a little less. So make Steel Talons, Zocom, Marked of Kane, Reaper 17 a little more viable. And if those factions have always been viable to some degree, you can win games with them. But certainly in 1.02, it was harder. 1.02 Plus went a long way to fix some of the faction imbalances and adjust them. I think there was some bug where like Steel Talons Harvesters just literally harvested slower, so it was just about technically impossible to be able to win with Steel Talons, and that got fixed in 1.02 Plus, and now 1.03 has brought some additional changes, so Heavy Harvesters are actually properly heavy now. They have even more survivability than before. Command Post and Airfield out on the field. Nerve Center out on the field for MasterLeaf. So Blue Tib, long-distance harvesting for MasterLeaf. Not so much for Space, it looks like. One Titan will get caught out in the open of the map. And, well, look at these guys going to get shot up by this Harvester. Once again, the Mutant Marauders inside of the Heavy Harvester chasing away the Descents. The Descents did manage to grab one Titan, so they have started to pay for themselves, and they also have provided nice map vision, awareness, and a little bit of presence, a little bit of pressure for MasterLeaf. So he has been able to get some value out of those Descents, but probably not as much as he would like. 4 Orcas heading out on the map. They have been spotted here in the middle of the map by MasterLeaf's Descents. Pitbull's now going to be pushing forward. 4 of them here versus these Seeker Tanks and these Gunwalkers. A 5th one joins the fray, and it looks like a couple of Cultists are also here on the map. Did Cultists have 6 squad members before? I feel like they only had 5. They may actually have a little bit more survivability as well, but no, they just get totally wrecked by whatever that was, Watchtower and some Mutant Marauders, as the Orcas move in and get pushed away by the Gunwalkers. One Harvester down for sure, and the Orcas, well, the single Orca will manage to escape, albeit barely, going to have to fly a long way home to the airfield. MasterLeaf continued to pump out cultists, has 2 refineries down on his natural expansion. And this is a ton of pit bulls, so many pit bulls coming out from space. And he is not believing in the Steel Talons units. As you can see, Hammerheads and pit bulls going to be his choice. Wolverines and Titans totally shunned in this case. Cultists backing up. Cultists Gunwalkers. Well, I mean, I guess it's a unit combination. I know something you don't see necessarily very often. Storm Riders could be, well, no, there are actually no Storm Riders in production at the current moment, and he just got Tier 3, so this could be Devastator warships as the actual unit choice for MasterLeaf. We'll have to see exactly what he decides to go with for his airfields, but he did go double airfield, and actually it is double airfield for space as well. Lots of Mutant Marauders. The guy is an absolute legend, purely for the number of Mutant Marauders that he has produced over the course of these 2 games on Tournament Crater. Going to be pushing into the base a little bit there. It looks like one Orca ended up going down there, and the Pit Bull is going to be forced to pull back. Descent and Gunwalkers going to be marching their way up the right side of the map. A Cultist or 2 mixed in here as well, and this is a ton of firepower from our Steel Talons player, so he may be able to just roll over this entire army and just crush absolutely everything. The Cultists not doing anything as of yet. They are choosing to just die. So I'm not sure if the cultists are just there to body block and just absorb damage. Maybe once again, Temporal Wormhole going to be slowing some stuff down here, but maybe MasterLeaf thinks that having cultists there will absorb enough ammo and then his opponents will just run out of ammo and they won't be able to shoot his other units. I don't think that's the case, unless 1.03 Plus has even more changes on the way. The Pit Bulls do manage to escape to the north, but the Mechapedes are heading to the south. They do catch another Titan. The second Titan, as a third one pops on out, and all 3 Titans in this game have just been slaughtered right here, right now. Descent segments, as it turns out, they do great versus vehicles, not so great versus infantry. A couple of Pit Bulls trying to get in on the action. Another Titan gets absolutely annihilated as these Harvesters just will not die. Titan going for a crush, but he doesn't manage to get it. One Harvester explodes, a second Harvester explodes, and a third Harvester will go down as the Hammerheads show up. The EMP misses! What an incredible moment that would have been, could have been, but it wasn't, as another Titan gets absolutely annihilated. MasterLeaf with even more Mechapedes rolling through the base of space, but it's such a messy engagement. No clear winner here. So many close calls and almost could have beens as all of the Mechapedes get eliminated. I think that was a mistake. MasterLeaf not being able to escape out with a single Mechapede. It looks like 2 of them are heading back home. That may have been too many army losses, but we'll have to see, can the Pit Bulls and Hammerheads actually strike out and do some damage. We know the Titans can't, because they just will not stand up against that many Mechapedes. This is a good number of Hammerheads. A couple of them are low on health, so we could see them annihilated rather quickly if they take too much damage from this anti-air. One explodes, the second takes a good bit of splash damage, but not so much as to die. Space has to be careful. We saw in the previous game Space using his Hammerheads to extend the game and get himself into a good position. One airfield does get sold off. The double Hammerhead production has certainly come to an end, and this one heavy Harvester is going to be backing up. MasterLeaf harvesting the blue Tiberium earlier in the game, but not so much recently. Space not harvesting it early in the game, but doing it much more recently, giving himself a little bit of an edge economically, I think a little bit later into this game, or now into the mid/late game, as that Harvester does barely manage to survive. This Harvester may have actually died if this wasn't 1.03, and he may still die even here with these Mechapedes closing in on him. Titans marching forward, 6 Titans on the field. Have they been told the stories of how their brothers fell in combat after extremely short careers? And they're just like, well, if you go out there and you last more than about 30 seconds, you will be the longest living Titan in this map. So that's good. 1 Mechapede down, 3 or 4 it looks like do actually manage to escape. Once again, the Cultists not managing to get any big wins for MasterLeaf. Hammerheads cutting around to the back of the base. Apparently growth accelerators are now better, so all the people asking, hey, why aren't people building growth accelerators? Well, they perhaps actually are. MasterLeaf calls down Overlord's Wrath. on his own power plant. I'm assuming the one that comes from the sky, like directly down, is an anti-air tool also. Although it does spawn a lovely little green Tiberium field, so he could sell off that reactor and then go ahead and use that to harvest. Third base is up and running for both players. A forward airfield being established for space. And this game winds down a little bit. He's still got this airfield back here, so we could see double hammerhead production or 8 orcas around the field, you know, something like that. But for now, it looks like he's just keeping them empty, just using them to repair the hammerheads at the current moment. Harvesters transferring over to the third field as both players take a minute to reassess their situation. Planetary Assault Carriers are the name of the game. I don't know that he actually, MasterLeaf, that is, actually produced anything from those. I guess maybe he produced one planetary assault carrier from each airfield in the north and then sold them off. That is possible. Planetary assault carriers do take a while to build. I was about to say a minute to build, but I didn't want to imply that they take exactly 60 seconds to build, as they do take a while to build, so having 2 of them queued up at once if you've got the cash isn't the worst idea. Mechapede's going to be chasing the hammerheads, but they're finding unprotected harvesters, and this could be a great blow for MasterLeaf to strike, but the heavy harvesters take so much punishment before they die. Even this one close to death may still survive under the protective watch of those titans. 2 Mechapedes get phased. A third one did get phased, but it died anyways. I think it phased right as it died, and so as it dissolves into the ground, the phase is active. Slingshots are here. One planetary assault carrier is broken apart, and MasterLeaf is doing what he can, but it looks like the planetary assault carriers, the packs, will not survive. Cultists being pushed back once again. Mechapedes still phased on the right side of the map are trading blows with the Pitbulls as they escape and are safely escorted away from the front line. And they could just purchase Traveler engines to get a little speed upgrade for his heavy ships. And MasterLeaf repositioning over here to the north side of the big crater. Looks like Pitbulls in the north going to be cutting into MasterLeaf's base. Once again, the EMP fires off and catches everything! Oh, the exploding bits of Hammerhead rain down as so many mutant marauders, more mutant marauders than have been produced in the history of Kane's Wrath, die in a single fell swoop. And MasterLeaf has just bought himself so much space with that move. So much ability to maneuver now that he does not have to worry about those hammerheads, and that was a huge investment down the drain. Almost makes up for the fact that MasterLeaf lost those planetary assault carriers without doing almost anything with them. 3 Pitbulls, 2 Pitbulls may escape. No, they do stop, and they will take a little bit more damage and then go down, I imagine, as they do get eliminated by the Mechapedes and the planetary assault carriers. No more EMPs for MasterLeaf. It's interesting, MasterLeaf never captured his mutant hovel, and the EMP control center was never captured by space, but the reverse building was captured by each player. Unlike our previous game on Crater, where a lot of the focus was over on this right side. Ooh, one Titan does get grabbed. It gets immediately nuked by space. He eliminates it, and a railgun mammoth, but barely one member of the cultist squad did survive and managed to escape. Shockwave artillery firing off, catches 3 of these tripods, but a number of units caught in the temporal wormhole. Packs showing up to do what they can. Mammoth tanks are much tankier than they used to be as orbital bombardment and supersonic airstrike try and clear the skies, but still 3 packs, 4 packs in the air holding back this Steel Talons force, trying to stop them from marching forward, ever forward, as the drone ship just gets wailed on by, it looks like, even the mutant marauders inside of the hammerheads, which can target air, and the slingshot break the drone ship to pieces and send it down. And that, I think, is the only drone ship that MasterLeaf has. So he is currently MCB-less. Of course, he's got lots of tech, and his economy is already established, but he is out of base defenses. He cannot push his opponent with buildings like he was probably planning to. Steel Talons step forward, but the cultists do as well. They grab one mammoth tank, but they get eliminated as holding fast against the cultist mind tricks of MasterLeaf. Space is doing a great job of crushing this army and marching further forward. Another pack falls, and another one. Oh my gosh, that fully heroic slingshot firing animation looks absolutely insane, as MasterLeaf even gets cut up a little bit by these mutant marauders in the middle of the map, targeting down those cultists as they try and make their way into the battle, but are unable to. Another cultist squad absolutely targeted down. It feels like Space has just been killing so much stuff of MasterLeaf, and MasterLeaf cannot get any wins on the board. He is having such a hard time just stabilizing, and now with the airfield down, he owns only one airfield left before he is unable to reproduce his drone ship. And I don't think he's snuck it out anywhere on the map. Another power plant down makes it even more difficult for MasterLeaf to catch up and to respond, as his unit production will be slowed down. Finally, a Marv on the way. The Reclamator hub is here, and I think trying to eliminate that husk was MasterLeaf, leaving a couple of husks around the place. May try and clean those up so that they can't be captured by Space. Not much Tiberium left on the map, except there's a ton of Tiberium here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Once again, these two players trading off on who's actually doing a good job of keeping an eye on the blue Tiberium and harvesting it away. Watchtower's trying to guard these husks, and oh, he must not... No, he does have a portal, so he could have grabbed those husks for himself. Gravity Stabilizer begins building something, building relatively quickly. I don't think it's a new drone ship. A ton of units and buildings, very low on health for Space. He's got a lot of stuff that is pretty close to death. Slingshots, harvesters, even mammoth tanks and refineries, all finding it difficult to stay alive. Hammerheads making a little course over here in the top right-hand corner, checking on that blue Tiberium, making sure that no harvesters are there. Single rifleman squad going for a bit of a scout, seeing what they can see. Cultists step forward. They grab one mammoth tank and a second one, but they do get eliminated, and it looks like this one mammoth tank will die as well. So two mammoth tanks dying. That cultist squad teleporting forward or something. I don't know if he was blinked forward by the Prodigy or something, but in this case, the cultist's going to have to back away from the front line. MasterLeaf keeping... He's trying to run all sorts of alternate operations. He's trying to run flanks and attack on the sides, but they keep not working. He tried that with the packs earlier, and it just didn't work. He's tried it a couple of times with cultists moving about through the middle of the map, and it keeps getting shut down by Space. Now Space all geared up. A ton of Titans led by the Marv here in the middle of the map. No behemoths, I don't think, and an MCV on the way. I think this is his only MCV. But, as you saw earlier, the drone ship was reproduced by MasterLeaf. Shockwave artillery firing off, although the phase is on the tripod, so they may actually survive the shockwave. And it looks like none of them are locked down, so they do manage to stay alive. War Factory goes down. The Warp Sphere is eliminated, but something on the back end. Once again, cultists, they keep trying to do something, but Space just keeps shutting it down, stopping them from being very effective in this game. Railgun mammoth tanks here in good numbers, but the phase now wears off. The tripods can finally fire back, and Space is set up his MCV here on the front line, ready to drop, I assume, a sonic emitter right here onto the front line as well. A plasma missile battery tried to go down. It killed one hammerhead. A second hammerhead gets eliminated as Master Chief is mounting a multifaceted defense. He's trying to defend against the ground and the air with scrappy forces and with not much left. He does have a Prodigy stepping forward, area mine controlling something, grabbing a Mammoth and a Titan as he again is trying to slow down this attack with the temporal wormhole, trying to stop it from being as effective. And oh, this plasma missile battery right on the edge of range cleans up two more hammerheads, limiting Space's options, making the mastermind and the cultists that much more difficult to counter with fewer and fewer hammerheads. Another mammoth tank goes down to the mind control as a hammerhead explodes. The mammoth tank also gets eliminated, and these Titans on the edge keep getting captured and killed. MasterLeaf making Space pay for every unit that he builds, but pay for it twice as he's forced to kill his own units. 5 watchtowers on the front line. Again, what are these cultists doing? They keep running such bizarre paths right near the forces of space and just getting themselves eliminated. The Marv and the Mammoth tanks stepping forward. Once again, the Prodigy rushes forward, cleans up 1 Mammoth tank. 2 more Mammoth tanks get captured and killed as I think the drone ship gets broken apart. The slingshots rushing to the defense, but not able to do very much. The EMP on the Marv to lock it down, but there's so little DPS here for MasterLeaf. He has nothing left to attack on the ground. He's got no forces to actually combat Space's units. Area mind control, and a Mammoth tank gets teleported? I don't know. It just disappears. No, okay, it did return to Space's control, as I think the Prodigy ended up going down there, barely able to stay in Space's control, and Space forced to back up MasterLeaf with virtually no units left, but with a Devastator warship here on the front lines. I think no portal left on the map. And that will do it. As I'm guessing Space wins that game, aka Poise, and MasterLeaf unable to close it out. That unit kill to death ratio with cultists as the favorite unit. There were so many cultists produced, but they just aren't as effective as they were previously. They seem either MasterLeaf was doing a terrible job of controlling them, or they have been nerfed a bit. But holy cow, that is a ton of units lost for MasterLeaf. And of course, Space, I guess, taking this game narrowly. MasterLeaf ahead in economy, but of course, he was ahead for most of the game, and Space kind of caught up near the end there. That will do it for this game. Thank you all very much for watching. Kind of an anticlimactic end, but a great game on Crater nonetheless. And this is Sybert, signing out.